ब्रह्मचर्य व्रती दंडी सर्ववेदांत पंडित श्रीमद्विवेक योगी मां प्रचोदयतु सर्वदा. After Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, we find the disciples struggling whether to continue their sadhana, where to live, who will give them the minimum food that is required, the shelter which they need. All this was a problem because they had to vacate that house which they had rented out. So Surendranath was the household disciple who came to their help. They rented a house which was so dilapidated. The ground floor could not be used at all. Its first floor was somewhat usable, and there all the Shishyas came together. Naren saw to it that none of them went back home. They were all kept together in sadhana, in meditation, in singing the glories of their master, discussing about his message. They managed like that. Very, very little food they had. Clothing, somewhere I remember, they had only one or two dhotis. Those who go out for begging or something like that, they would wear the dhoti, come back and keep it. It was even dhotis were shared. That is how. Then what happened was slowly, Swamiji, they were invited to one of the co-sannyasi brothers' house, and that mother was very understanding. They spent one Christmas night there. And they did not know actually it was Christmas. They all sat together. They made some bonfire, and sat around it. And they all took a vow that we shall become sannyasis. The vow of sannyasa. That is what they took. In this picture we find the Agni burning in the center, and the important Shishyas sitting round and taking this vow of sannyasa. That is how the first group was formed. It was then only Swamiji, later he says, then I remembered it was Christmas night. And he was very happy. That was the day, because they remembered Christ also. Christ, how he sat with his disciples and how he taught them renunciation and service. All that came to their mind, and they were very happy about it. And that is how the nucleus of Sri Ramakrishna Mutt was formed. Then, without much activities or anything, sitting, meditating, prayer, slowly, one by one, the Shishyas decided, we will go on a parivrajaka life, begging food whenever it comes, we'll eat, we'll go to tirthasthanas and things like that. They all expressed their desire, except one person, Shashi Maharaj, who started the Madras Mutt. He was the caretaker of the ashes of Sri Ramakrishna. They had put the ashes in an urn, and it was there. And Shashi was a master at it. Regular pujas, regular sadhanas. He will never move out of it. He will always be at the beck and call of the master, as the master is alive there. And that Shashi Maharaj, so full of renunciation and sadhana, it is Shashi Maharaj whom Swamiji, after his return, chose to come to Madras and start the Madras Mutt. So Shashi Maharaj was there to take care. He was not tempted to go out because he knew, if I go, who will take care of Sri Ramakrishna? For him, Sri Ramakrishna was alive. Sri Ramakrishna's photo was there, Sri Ramakrishna's ashes were there. So he could not think of leaving that place. So that prayer room was sacrosanct for him. He won't move out of that. he won't allow anybody else to in any way disturb that serenity of that room. So that is how they stayed in that Varahanagar Mutt. So Varahanagar Mutt is the starting point of Sri Ramakrishna Mutt, to say it. I remember when we had our Vivekananda Bharat Parikrama in 1992, centenary celebrations of Swamiji's Parivrajaka life, we also started our yatra from Varahanagar Mutt. By that time, Varahanagar Mutt had taken its modern shape. So that is from where we started our yatra. I remember it very clearly. So this wandering lust slowly caught hold of Naren also. Anyway, Master has told me to do mother's work. What is this mother's work? How can I execute there? I am not having any idea at all. Let me also go wandering in our country, meet the people, understand the full implication of his words, mother's work. What exactly did he mean by that? So finally, Naren also decides to start on a wandering expedition. I think it was at that time Sri Ramakrishna appears to him a sort of a vision and supports his idea of wandering through the country. So those are the two pictures which we find in this episode.